Jimmy Gesandam ge wanchugi kablo Berlin to be Jakab de Tariwal Hakti Penjo Gompejo Dikigi Nim Shadi Ngacha Jakab gi Tadin Misegi Rewa Geongaki Belzom gi Miguel Tendup Subi Melami Ngacha Du Jakab Nalu Gelyong Chiktang gi Chaktu Gutang Badi Inlo Nitong Gelu Ta Gotsuk Nanibe Shungi Tachek Sai.
This is the UN Human Development Report, and the theme that the UN selected was 10 years of democracy in Bhutan.
And what this National Human Development Report strives to do is to contribute to the reflection and the learning about the impact of that change on Bhutan. It also hopes to look to the future such that in another 10 years from now, when we look back collectively again, when the royal government once again reflects on what it has achieved, we will be able to see that democracy has become ever more meaningful for the people of this Himalayan nation.
Democracy has been woven into the Bhutanese fabric, not just in the last 10 years, but for many, many decades.
It was evolutionary, starting from the election of the first king in 1907. Thereafter, there has been an onward but steady journey towards the democratic governments and democracy in Bhutan.
Famous quote, His Majesty's quote, a vibrant democracy that has grown in the womb of monarchy.
It was not the will of the people that asked for democracy, but the need felt by the Majesties to give decision-making into the hands of the people. This is unprecedented and unseen in many other countries.
Democracy in Bhutan is adopted during the peaceful time, and this is the most remarkable transition that took place in our country.
Also, if you really look back, we have drawn from Buddhism, the Sangha, which is one of the most democratic systems of functioning. How the report is structured is that the elements, important components that make up Bhutan's democracy. For example, one chapter on the constitution.
The constitution of Bhutan is a article faith between our kings and the people. Therefore, the constitution entails best of the interests and the aspirations for the people and for the nation.
And I see this most clearly in the way the Constitution supports free education, supports free public health care, and also ensures that for eternity we will have 60% of the land of this country dedicated to forest. This all indicates to me that we have what I would call, in many respects, a groundbreaking constitution that stands out not only here in Bhutan, but is a role model for other countries formulating their own constitution.
Then another chapter on how the parliament is functioning. National Assembly, National Council, and the electoral experience.
The fact that 3 political parties have been voted to power in 3 elections demonstrates the will of the people and to test the performance of each of the political parties.
Then we have a chapter on civil society being a very important component of democracy. So we have constitution as the foundation, parliament as the system, electoral system, electoral procedures, then the vision, meaning gross national happiness, and the SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals of the UN. I think there are many important issues, like for example, Bhutanese were saying democracy is a gift from the throne. But as His Majesty explained, democracy is a responsibility. It's also important to understand that democracy is not a goal. democracy is a path to good governance.
His Majesty said to us that we have to be a learning democracy. And this is actually a very profound words and thought. We have to keep on walking on this path of democracy. There is no having arrived. So therefore, a learning democracy.
But we've had pains. It has been painful in some ways, the process. We've had families split. We've had communities split.
Ngigi aidi yagi chokpain lo te ngigi apadigi magi chokpain lo ajimdi pha melo chu melo se
ngachigi chokpa ani se chingi chokpa ani se talente tige hema te gedoina denlena maseba talente pha I chu I se la
kara zasa pedi joiga le te zasana lo etap madeu jumsibe se junila.
A certain amount of grievances, a certain amount of discomfort, if you like, these are almost natural aspects of a competition, and an election is a competition.
Also, people becoming more aware that in politics, in democratic politics, there is the risk of politicians being more short-sighted.
Yaluchi be pingelo, dim pingelo sete kala, de dora koragi genkudi, koragi chagindi kora top saujin diledi kongi de yaidi tab yamidelo male yale male jase kaha kiku shedi give tamadu thume se shunila.
One thing that we really came home was that our electorate are savvy, they are wise, and they know what they want. And they also have the interests of the nation at heart, and they know what is good for themselves, their families, their communities, and the nation.
Matsugi rindi gosu shimle ngachi mise suge yenten sabdi gachi thopchi sawachin zo dira ngachi mise sulu on se di tembe bala on se di ngachi mise sugi leshum bel no chep dauchi bewachin dalefa bedi beschiru ngachi mise su henkera gatoto dan kitung to be jong se.
I think it's also important that we understand, we realize that this is the beginning. Now, the values of democracy, the culture of democracy, the ideologies, I think all that has to be grown and nurtured.
As stated in the preamble of our Constitution, with the blessings of the Triple Gem, the protection of our guardian deities, the good fortunes of the Pelin Tupa, and most importantly, with the blessing and guidance of His Majesty the King, I have no doubt that democracy in Bhutan will succeed, both to fulfill the wishes of the people as well as to fulfill the vision of their Majesties the Kings when they handed over democracy to us.
The macho lamlu di guchu di dun kam mason la. The indira beru the macho lamlu guchu yurimbere yasub zumbe. Lochiwa lochi cha chudi nimchiwa nimchi ba chatotube tendigi te ngare namisame lodeil. The talepara berura ngachira gyakabnalu macho lamlu di dariwa tap teju se. Du namra beru ngachira gyakab dindi zochu se. ngachira miselu pen toju segi gole gondu pegi rawamelam yul.